What's up, Sun Tribe? So, just finished surfing today, and I am meeting one of my favorite surfers.
My name is Sue Yen. We're in Costa Rica, and I've been here since March. We're now going on October, and I stayed here long because of the surfing, and also I started a business called Black Boosh.
It's a little foggy outside. The fog just rolled in. It was nice at first, and it's actually still nice and pleasant out here. It's November, but like, look at all this fog out here. Foggy. So even though we have all this fog that rolled in, there's still people out here. Look at that. I don't know if you can see them, but people are still playing. They're still riding their bikes. They're still jogging. This is what we do in California. We just keep it moving. We just basically just continue with our lives. I mean, it's not like it's not warm out here. It is actually very warm. So anyway, I'm meeting her today, and I am presenting her with this, her special gift. So I'm pretty excited, and she's gonna be here in a minute. She's coming. She's back! She's back! So I am very happy to present you on this beautiful, cloudy day that we're in today with your award for Best Narrative Short.
We're so excited.
Best Narrative Short at the Indigenous Beach Culture Festival. Congratulations! Woo! And Generational Health. Okay. Generational Health gave you a bag and a gift, as well as, I forgot the Reed's ginger beer in the car. Reed's ginger beer actually donated cases of ginger beer.
Love ginger.
And Watershed Bags gave you a $125 gift certificate for any of their bags, dry bags that's waterproof, absolutely waterproof, made for people who have fun at the water, enjoying the beach and water sports.
Awesome.
And also Yada Kalima, Yada Lima and Whip by Shay sponsored these amazing, beautiful lotions, and I have one myself. They are amazing. They smell so good. Yes. Oh, there's the top to it right here.
Okay, here's the top.
Yes. So Generational Health, and these gifts were all, you know, of course, was supposed to be circulating Black dollars. You know, circulating in our community, among each other, and showing that, you know, we are committed to helping each other, to circulating our dollars, and that we care about this Indigenous Beach Culture Film Festival.
Yes, we do.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We had so much fun making that short. So.
That was cool because like you've been surfing for 30 years? 30 years now.
Almost 30 years, yeah.
30 years.
Right.
Let's sit and talk about that for a second.
Just about.
So, Suyen,
I have my
Surf No. Yes, I'm so happy.
Excited.
I'm so happy you got it, because when I was looking at the films, I was really, yes,
I'll keep it right here.
I was really, you know, like worried about the judges. I was like, oh my God. I was like, oh my God. I hope they choose your film, because I loved it. And when they saw it, I wasn't even nowhere near them, because I was like, I don't want any personal thing on it.
Yeah, you want one of those.
Yes. But I was like really happy that you particularly won this, because you've been in the surf industry, surf world forever. Like, you're one of the original Black surfers. Well, you're one of the original Black surfers that's been surfing for 20 or 30 years now.
Going on 30 years.
30 years.
Yeah.
I mean, before Sharon and Andrea, I think.
I don't know about before Sharon, but I didn't know Sharon, and definitely before Andrea.
Yes,
Andrea
like
Kobasa for sure.
yes, and these are all legendary surfers as well. You've
Right.
been around. You actually used to host and produce your own surf show, Black
Right.
Surf Show back
We
in
did.
the day.
We did.
Yes, and you've made a lot of shorts and different
did a
things.
lot of videos. We did a lot of videos like featuring all black surfers, and we did a lot of videos featuring black like surfers of color, like female surfers of color as well. And we've been to film festivals, been to Cannes, been to
Wow.
Film Festival, and kind of all over the world. Some of the shorts have shown.
Wow.
So yeah, we had fun doing all that.
Yeah, you've been around for a long time, and you ride a shortboard. Like
Yeah.
to be a woman, a beautiful woman that's riding,
thank you.
still ride a shortboard in your 40s, your late 40s.
Yeah.
That's an accomplishment, because I've noticed now with the resurgence of everyone surfing, and then being a black surfer and seeing all these black people come up in the surf, these younger, black women and black men and teens and kids really come into it where we see at least one at the beach a day.
Okay.
What is that like?
I think it's absolutely fantastic. I think it's great that more people are feeling more comfortable getting in the water. More people are feeling comfortable with themselves, and they're beginning to see other people that look like them in the water a lot more. And I think it's great. I think that the new sort of upheaval or upswing of all that, or the new wave of popularity on that, is phenomenal. Because some of these young surfers are killing it. They're absolutely killing it.
Because you've always been like, I saw an interview that you gave like maybe 15 years ago on YouTube, and you were talking about women, black women in particular, and women in particular in these sports, and how there's still some, I don't know, like, it's not segregation, but I can't think of the word.
Discrimination?
Yeah, discrimination.
Okay.
Yeah, like there's still discrimination in it when it comes to women, when it comes to black women surfing, because I noticed that too as
Right. You would know.
Documentarian. I noticed that men in particular, black surfers, black surfer men, they're like almost like oppressors when it comes to women and black women in surfing. It's still like there's a struggle to work together.
Sure.
And right now, I actually feel like all the time there's been really black women surfers who have really uplifted the culture, who have really been there to evolve the culture, I'm going to say, evolve it and help it to continue to grow. And of course, you're a part of that. And how do you feel about, let me get this camera together. How do you feel about, how do you feel about the struggles you had, or did you have any, and how did you deal with them? Because I'm personally, like even putting on this Indigenous Beach Culture Film Festival that I did, I had some challenges, and mainly because of men. With the men, most generally of the women, they were supportive. I mean, some lied and said they were going to be supportive and then never did.
And they weren't.
And then they weren't,
Right.
Right. Even some of my sponsors was like, oh yeah, let me promote them, and then they never did anything or helped out. And it was really like a social experiment to me too, of circulating black dollars, circulating business amongst ourselves. Knowing that you've had this history, how have you been able to move through this, and what's your thoughts on it?
Okay.
Loaded question, right?
I know, right? Just a small question, right? I think first and foremost is that we're surfers, so I think it's just the love of the sport and the love of the expression and how that makes us feel, and what we find in surfing that reflects who we really are. I think that's first and foremost, and all the rest of it is later. Of course, we have to deal with being black in the water. We have to deal with being black out of the water. So it's just, I think having a true passion for surfing is first and foremost. So I've always managed to keep that first and foremost with my surfing, and with everything I've done. It's just been the love of the actual sport and the experience itself. And anything else that I do within that experience or out of that experience is just coming out of me, of who I am. I mean, I would support black women if I didn't surf and did something else, or if I skateboarded, or if I biked or something like that. I would always support black women no matter what. So my first and foremost, my love and my passion is for surfing and soccer. So
That's good, and I definitely see that. I definitely see that in you, because it's like, you know, when you're really it's just gonna always be that way. It's not because of some particular thing.
exactly.
Either it's like
Either you're
either
that
you
kind of
have it.
person or you're not that kind of person.
Yeah.
Which is okay if you're not. That's fine. But
I don't know. In these times and days, I think that there's a problem if you're not, because I feel like, me anyway, I feel like there's been so much competitiveness even among black women who are entrepreneurs, who are, you know, climbing the ladder of success, or who are successful. You know, we shouldn't have to watch our back with another sister. You know, we should be trying to lift each other up, because we do realize we're a small percentage already,
Right.
especially as surfers too. We're like, what, 1 or 2%?
probably less.
Less
probably
than that.
in the negative something.
Yes,
percent
and
for
it's like
surfing.
it helps us together if we work together.
Right.
You know.
But you know, that's interesting that you say that. You just inspired me to think about the lack of collaboration and more competition versus collaboration. I mean, we haven't, just as black people, women, men in general, we just haven't really, it's been difficult for us to have enough our own sort of freedom or space to just be who we are. So even a lot of times when we're actively doing things that are different, or doing something that's not typically black, we're just kind of emulating what we see other races doing. So we really haven't like stepped into our own expression of how we're going to support or collaborate with each other, because a lot of, especially when black people get kind of successful, they just kind of tend to emulate what kind of white folks do when they're successful.
Eurocentric ideologies.
Exactly. I think if we just kind of just ignore as much of the bullshit as we can, and ignore as much of what's trying to come at us as we can, and just listen to ourselves and listen to who we are, I think that we'll begin to develop a little more of a natural rhythm for more collaboration with each other and more support of each other. I do believe that, because I believe that is who we really are, ultimately.
Yes.
And we're not imitating.
Yes, and for those who not, you just have to cut them off. Just cut them off.
Or just ignore them. Let them be.
Yes.
They can surf over there. That's